Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is June 4th, 2012. There's a lot to cover in these charts, so let's get right into it. I'm going to start off with the usual suspect here, the S&P 500 E-mini futures. You'll see that they are trading higher by nearly 4 points this morning, well off the overnight lows, but nonetheless, this is not a great rebound for the market either way, but futures are trading positive ahead of the opening bell. The US dollar index is obviously trading lower this morning. You can see the dollar has sold off pretty much all night long, and when the dollar is down, the market is higher. That's just the way it works. This is the one chart that every trader should continue to watch continuously throughout the day, is the US dollar index. If the US dollar index starts to rally up and starts to catch a bid, then traders should expect the S&P and the other major indexes to deflate and trade lower. That's just the way it is at this time. Perhaps one day it will disconnect and decouple, but right now that is exactly what you have to watch for in this market. So futures are getting a little bit of a pop ahead of the opening bell. We still have over an hour to go before the 9:30 start, but either way, watch the dollar. The problems in Europe are getting a little bit of relief today. You do have some news coming out of there. One of the reports that are first coming out is that Germany is considering banking union and also supporting Euro bonds. What they want to make sure that the other people or the other members in the European Union do more austerity and give up some sovereign rights. So we'll see how that turns out. There is a meeting tonight, I believe at 7 p.m. With Angela Merkel. That's the German Chancellor. So we'll see what comes out of that. But right now, it looks like the market is holding their hopes on that meeting coming out tonight around 7 p.m. So we'll see what happens there. In other news out of Europe, just realized that Portuguese government had to lend, I believe, 665 billion euros to 3 of its large banks. There's problems there. So you got to watch everything going on in the European Union. You also had some news out of Spain. I believe Spanish unemployment declined for a second month, but I'm not going to make much out of that when the unemployment is just massive over there. So we'll see what happens tonight. The market probably is more on a pause mode at the moment, and they're going to wait and see exactly what comes out of the European Union tonight. So we'll just have to watch for that. Right now, in the meantime, you do have the London market closed today for holiday, closed today and tomorrow, and we'll see where this market heads. But overall, right now, the markets are holding up, and that's all you can look at it, just taking a day at a time at this stage of the game. Friday, any way you slice it or dice it, was just a massive, massive sell-off, really right into the closing bell. You had the S&P down 32 points, the Dow was down 274 points, and the NASDAQ was down 80 points. Any way you cut it, that was just a massive, nasty decline, and these markets are still very, very vulnerable right now today. So again, you want to be very, very cautious today. If the markets bounce up, then it's you just take it slow and one day at a time. But do not force anything in this market. All right, one thing we want to talk about today is oil and gold. Gold is trading down about $3 today to $16.19 per ounce. Gold had a big, big move on Friday, very, very strong move. Let's take a look at the GLD this morning. You'll see the GLD trading right around 157.03. Closed at 157.50 on Friday. So trickling down a little bit, but gold has had a huge pop as of late. So decent little move there. Generally, if the dollar falls lower, gold will get more of a bid. The dollar was down on Friday, and the dollar is down today to start the morning. So we'll have to watch that closely. But gold looks like it's holding steady, at least so far. Let's take a look at oil. Oil is also down 58 cents this morning. Oil has been absolutely crushed. Let's take a look at the USO. USO is trading around 31.10. So it's up a little bit, down a little bit from Friday's close, which was 31.43, and that's reflective of the move down in spot crude today, which is trading down about 58 cents to around 82.61 per barrel on light sweet crude, and this is a pretty good decline for crude. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That'll always help at least consumers. Lower price of gasoline, lower price of crude. But either way, if the dollar starts to sell off, watch for crude to get a little bit of a bounce. If the dollar starts to strengthen, watch for crude to be weak, and it could be headed lower. Crude has been in a pretty sharp downtrend once the dollar has started to rally about 3 weeks ago, and that's one of the most important charts that anybody can look at. All right, let's take a look at a few different stocks out there. There's not much out here today, but one stock I did see moving was this AUXL. This stock has caught a pretty good bid, but it is overbought. If you own this stock, what I would do with this is simply trail your stop loss or lock in some profits. It's catching a very, very nice bid today, but I don't know if there's much upside left in this thing. It's just overbought, but a very, very good move. But just trail your stop loss. Don't have to get out of it unless you want to. I would not be buying it up here, though. I would not be buying. I wouldn't short it either, but I just would not be buying it up here. Some other stock in the news today was WellPoint. Looks like they're going to make an acquisition to buy 1-800-CONTACTS, the contact lens company. There's not a lot to do with this. I'm not seeing any real great movement in the pre-market here. It really is just holding steady, so I'm not seeing anything that's telling me what to do one way or the other. But right now, the stock is just sitting right here at 66.36. It's really not getting hit, even though it made a pretty sizable acquisition. Boeing is in the news today as well. I think there's an upgrade for Boeing. Stock is trading up a little bit. This looks like it could be a strong gap up, but it's just not doing a lot. It's still inside of Friday's sell-off bar, and until it can really trade above there, there's not a lot you could do with Boeing. Just watch for some resistance pretty much at the $70 level if it gets there. I'm not really sure it gets through that area right away, but Boeing catching a little bit of a bid this morning, but nothing one way or the other. The stock is so oversold. You have to look at it as a potential strong gap, but it's not telling us a lot in the pre-market. I did see some other stocks like Macys were trickling around, but there's just not a lot here. You're not getting these big gap ups or these big gap downs in either direction, and that's what normally we look for in the morning to play some gaps. I'm just not seeing really many of them this morning, so just take it slow. See how this market trades out. Again, it's a real sensitive and vulnerable market. You do not want to get cute with this thing. The selling pressure has been fierce on the downside, and there could be more to come. So you want to just take it one day at a time and be very, very cautious in this type of trading environment. Also, watch the dollar. We'll have more European news out today that will move the dollar. We'll also have that, I believe it's a little statement from Angela Merkel tonight at 7 p.m. So we'll see how that happens and what comes out of there. But either way, the dollar will tell you everything that you really need to know. So just sit tight and watch that dollar. Remember, the markets will trade inverse to it. With that said, everybody, I'd like to wish you all a great trading day. Hope you all had a nice weekend, and I'll see you on the charts tomorrow. Take care, everyone.